Morning, everybody. It's Andrew from 510 Books. It's May 16th, Friday, May 16th, 2025. And I am down here about to ship out some items that sold on eBay that I want to share with you. So it was relatively slow the last 24 hours in terms of quantity. I sold these 3 items here, individual items, and then a lot right there in that box. I sold 2 books and a CD. This CD only sold for $7.92 plus shipping. It was part of those 10 boxes of donated CDs that I got a few years ago. Really awesome stuff in there. This is one of those, though, that's not going to go for much. Nino Rota plays Nino Rota. A lot of soundtracks, jazz and classical music in those. I've sold many of them. This one is donation. Sold for $7.40 or 48 cents, not sure, plus shipping. A Secret Understanding by Merle Miller. Don't know, it's a novel. What is it? Like a modern spy novel, I guess. And then this one sold for $15.40. The Time Hoppers by Robert Silverberg, but it's not, even though it's signed, it's not one that is highly sought after. So $15 sale, $7 sale. And then, drum roll, we have this one, which I just told you about yesterday, which is the lot of CDs from that music magazine called Uncut. There's 144 of them. Most of them are in these cardboard sleeves, but there's a bunch in jewel cases as well. And if you remember, I just got those in, or I'm sorry, I just went through those as part of those 20 boxes of donated books. There was also some CDs and records and cassette tapes. So I want to make the point with this that if I hadn't listed it immediately, if I had sat on it and not listed it till next week, etc., I wouldn't have gotten this sale. If you don't list items, if you don't put them on eBay and have them list them and have them go live, don't stick them in drafts. Nobody's ever purchased a draft on eBay. Then you're not going to sell those items, right? Or it's going to take longer to sell them, longer to get that money. So if I hadn't listed this right away, I listed this yesterday in my store, it wouldn't have sold. And it sold for $149.99, guys. So $150 plus shipping. It sold within a day or less than a day. So I would just be sitting on this money, sitting on the inventory if I don't list it right away. I can't stress this enough without yelling to list your items right away. Everyone's situation is different in the sense of how you source, but for regardless of how it is, you go out and source. Typically people are going to go out, you guys are going to go out and source, in the morning, midday. I'm saying if you're doing it full time, right? If you're part time, you're going to maybe do it in the afternoon. I don't know. It always varies. So whenever you source, you list those items same day or next day, period. Maybe, you don't have time to do the complete listing process the same day, and you can at least photograph them. And then next day you can actually list them. But list the items right away. There's no point, you find something like this and you keep it for a week or two and don't list it. Oh, wait until I get a bunch together to list. Even if you have only 5 to list them. What's the point? What else are you going to do? So list your items right away. It's the moral of the story. Do not create drafts for the future. It's pointless. Again, please tell me if you've ever sold an item in a draft. Please, if you've done that, you're the only person in history, in eBay history, that's been, what is it? I don't know. eBay is almost 30 years old. So you must have some magic or something. So the people that say, oh no, 2 weeks of drafts, 10 a day. So 10 times, that's 140 items just sitting in your drafts, not going live, is crazy making. eBay does not, there's no show me the shred of proof that eBay cares about how often you list. You list something that buyers want, they're going to buy it, period. That's really the end of the discussion on that one. So list your items right away. Wow, it's May 17th, Saturday, May 17th, 2025. I'm Andrew from 510 Books. I'm talking really fast because I'm hungry and tired. I finished up almost everything I had to do. I still got to go home and do my newsletter and social media posts. But I put everything out for the week, put everything back from this past week that didn't sell. This week in my store was was like an average week. Not super low, not super high, around average, which is fine. Yeah, so this week was fine. It was average, it was decent. Nothing to write home about, etc. But I did get some, like I talked about, some donations and whatnot. But I did list. So today's Saturday, and I didn't work at all in the store. I got back later. Both my kids had soccer games, so and that continues tomorrow morning early, which is why I got to leave after I make this video. So I just got here, later, and did everything I just talked about. Get everything ready for next week, basically. But I did get some eBay sales. I have been getting some good eBay sales as of now. We'll see how it continues to go. I've got, I think, 9 eBay sales, which is not a ton, but nonetheless, it's been a good amount in a short period of time. I sold the Dora the Explorer and Go Diego Go videotapes, 8 of them, which I had just listed yesterday. And I sold that big lot of kids VHS tapes, which, if you remember, was in a box over here. This is the box, but I used a bigger box in order to ship it on Monday. And I had, how many did I have there? I had like 50 something, and then I added like 20 more, so I had over 70, 73, something like that. And it sold pretty quickly. I took a $50 offer. I had it for $59.99. But I was happy to take $50, and it was just a bunch of kids' DVDs, all kinds of different shows and that kind of thing. Nothing that I could put together as a set or a series, like all these VeggieTales I have, the Dora ones, the Sesame Street here. I've got sing-along songs from Disney, The Wiggles, Blue's Clues. I do have one Blue's Clues that's sealed, and then I do have some others as well. So when you get enough together from one TV show, one program that you can put together that's compelling, then you can do it for sure. But otherwise, you just put a bunch together, sell it. $50. I'm totally happy with, especially considering that most of those 50 plus tapes initially did not sell, and those were donated. Those are ones that I pulled out of those tons of boxes. It was like 9 boxes of VHS tapes that I got. And then I added to them from ones, if you remember, I had a pile of boxes over in the corner over there that I had purchased for $40. So I'm just going to essentially call that $50 sale, to cover that local buy. I had a bunch of boxes over here, VHS tapes, and there was a few DVDs. And actually, I haven't even finished going through that. I just realized that I still have those 2 boxes and those stacks there. These are non-kid VHS tapes that I still have to go through to see if there's anything worth keeping in my store or selling individually online or in a lot, etc. There's not enough to do locally, but anyway, we'll see. So I still have those to go through, but I'm going to consider that as that $50 sale as basically paying for the lot, and everything else is going to be profit, like the Dora one that it sold. These other ones I still have to list. So I found the sealed copy of Magenta Comes Over. It is the Blue's Clues. There's actually a little bit of a tear here in the back, but otherwise it's still sealed. And I noticed that one for like $40. We'll see what I get for it. Here's another one I found called Snowstorm in the Jungle with Jacques Cousteau. That seemed to be worth some money individually, but I'll see. Aside from that, they were all lots so far. But it just brings me into the point of talking about getting your online sales where you want them before considering doing other stuff, like maybe opening a local business like mine, or that, which is, a big deal. But, your eBay sales, I did it backwards. I didn't get my eBay sales where I want them, basically. And so I'm still growing that. And I know that selling on eBay is going to be the way to further grow this local, my retail business. Even though I'm open and here 6 days a week, it drives new inventory. whether it's donations, whether it's trades, or whether it's purchases, it drives an inventory. And so then that in turn gives me more inventory to put on eBay. And of course, once I get through all of the inventory I have, then I'll look into other, bulk buying opportunities like I talked about before, that kind of thing. But, eBay, growing my eBay business more and more is going to enable me to do more things locally, because it takes a lot longer to grow locally than it does on eBay. I can, grow super fast. If I had 1,000, $30 to $100 items that could sell within 90 days, and I could just list them, bam, bam, bam. I can make way more money quickly than I can here, because obviously people have to find me. Even if I was in a more, if I was in a strip mall, or if I was in a retail space or commercial, more of a, I am tired for sure. But if I was in more of an area that is dedicated to retail, then yeah, I would have more people coming in, that kind of thing. But nonetheless, regardless of where you are, that takes longer, right? People have to get to know you and that kind of thing. So eBay, you just, you list it. If it's the right keywords, if it's the right price, condition, photos, all that kind of stuff, you can sell it. It sells really quick. It's great to have been on eBay for a while, but you, as a new seller, you can still build it up pretty fast. That's for sure. So if you only intend to ever sell online, great. Get it to where you want it, grow it, and, make it sort of systematic in the sense of, even if you just want it to be yourself and you have no interest in ever hiring anybody to help you, get it to the point to where you have your inventory, or, you're getting inventory consistently without struggling to get it. You're listing your stuff quickly. You're shipping on time, and you're just rinsing and repeating over and over and over again to as big as you want it, right? If you want to, sell 10 items a day, maybe you need to list 15 or 20 a day, depending on what you're selling and your sell-through rate, that kind of thing. If you want to sell 20 a day, you have to probably list 25, 30 a day. If you want to sell 50 a day, et cetera, et cetera. If you only want to sell one a day, not going to list as much. So it just depends on what you want to do in terms of the size of your business. But really, it's sort of the sky's the limit. If you want to sell 100 items a day, you're just going to have to list a lot of items, basically. Find a lot of them. You're going to have work a lot. Even if you have a quick at listing, it's going to be a lot of time, a lot of effort, which is why some people start to hire people. But get your online stuff in order. Good sources. Finding the stuff that you want to sell that makes you enough money. Get that squared away. And then you can think about other things. That's my recommendation. That's my 2 cents. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.